We are going to continue with this now, chapter 5. Yeah, we're gonna, I guess they're like getting set up to wrap up the day, so. Holmes, can you hear me? Still no response. If she's out cold, then she'll probably be gone for a few more hours. I'll just have to sum up all the information I've gathered about that kidnapping incident on my own. The secret police, the DA's predecessor, abducted us back then. It was perpetrated by a workaholic who was part of their ranks. It wasn't just a kidnapping, but an experiment to create superpowers of some sort. Workaholic says a survivor of it started the quartering Duke cases. That survivor is someone Workaholic refers to as Invincible Detective. That's everything Workaholic told me. For now, I'll assume this is all the truth. I was taken after Invincible Detective and their fellow subjects escaped. That's when I met Saika. We were constantly monitored in the Manor Dungeon. If that underground labyrinth was meant for researching and developing superpowers, then did I survive it as Ideal Detective? This is just the information from that book we found in the archives. Neither its veracity nor the details are very clear. But if Workaholic strove so hard to get it back, it seems unlikely that the contents could be so misleading. But then, for whatever reason, I stopped being Ideal Detective and Holmes took on the role instead. She claims to be the Saika from back then, but that girl's death is etched into my memory. I actually didn't finish reading that line. I always forget what the button is. That's it. Yeah, there we go. There was no way I could be mistaken. Okay, maybe, did I not read that? Oh, whatever. It's so clear that I can't possibly doubt it. Saika died right in front of my eyes. I refuse to believe that was a lie. And yet, Holmes says that she's Saika. Documents identifying me as Ideal Detective. Holmes claims to be the long-dead Saika and Invincible Detective, a fellow survivor of this experiment. I've got so many questions, my head hurts. How can a hopeless moron like me be Ideal Detective? I'm just not buying it. Me? Ideal Detective? It must be a lie. I sigh, deeply aware of how disappointing my capabilities really are. Ugh, how annoying. I can't take it anymore. Allow me to open your eyes, incompetent. Okay, next date. Wow, day 9. As dawn arrives, we begin our day. Okay. No, he's not back yet. Okay. Morning, incompetent. Oh, hey. Morning, doleful. I appreciate you working so late yesterday. Something up? Your face looks pretty washed out. It's nothing really. Oh, okay. I just had too much on my mind to sleep last night.
You say so, but if something really is going on, remember you can always tell me. Anyway, I'm gonna go and wash up. Catch you in a bit, alright?
Sounds good. I'll help out with breakfast in the meantime. I've got to stop worrying everyone like this. Once Doleful and I part ways, I berate myself with a light smack to the cheek. I've wanted to ask Holmes about the past since yesterday, but she still hasn't reappeared. She's been gone for extended periods before, but never this long. I wonder what's going on with her. Maybe she'd prefer that we didn't discuss it.
I'm telling you, man, she's still checking out those showers.
Yeah. No, that couldn't be. I feel like a fool for even considering it. Sure, she's been evasive whenever our history gets brought up, but it's only ever been for my own sake. That's what she's always told me. I mean, she's been on my side this entire time. She wouldn't start stonewalling me now, would she? She's probably just sleeping in. I repeat the thought over and over, trying to convince myself. Mind grabbing the utensils, incompetent? Been spacing out and help us already, chided the girl. Sorry, I'll get right on it. After breakfast, we all set out together, as per Techi's advice. Repairs on the distribution board are just about done, but I can't seem to find any copper wire.
My ability isn't any good when it comes to everyday objects. Sorry, I can't help more.
That can't be used to kill me? I guess I don't know where it is. Hey now, don't sweat it. With Workaholic and Renegade lurking, God knows where, it's much safer if we stick together anyway.
Then come if they dare. My Baritsu. What's that?
It's a type of martial arts.
Oh, okay. My Baritsu will turn the tide of battle, just as the Pinkertons have so proudly done for generations. What the?
I think Sherlock Holmes is was known for knowing that, so that makes that's the thing there.
Okay. First, I thought that's a barista. I'm like, wait, huh, what?
Yes, I hired her from Starbucks. She came down here.
Yeah, she kicks ass.
Why the kung fu noises? I thought Baritsu was supposed to be Japanese, mused the girl, cracking a joke only Sherlockians would get. We head down the passage while keeping an eye on our surroundings. Those two must be lurking nearby, but so far neither hide nor hair. No new development since yesterday. Why would they hide out in Snarks anyway? Asked the girl, voicing a question that had been on her mind. They must have achieved their goals by now, right? With us blocking the exits in the elevator out of order, they're probably scrambling to escape. Oh, but no one's guarding the exits right now. Are you sure that'll be okay? Couldn't they get out through the heliport or something? It'll be fine so long as the shutter's locked up tight. Even if they tried to force it open, it'd make so much sound that we'd hear it right away.
So this entire underground facility is essentially one giant locked room now. Must you say such ominous things? Referring to it as a locked room makes it seem as though another murder is imminent.
That's true enough. Crime fiction sure does love its locked room mysteries, doesn't it? Anything in that toolbox, Bookworm? Nothing but tools, the girl said. Shoulders slumped as she reported her findings. Man, with all these electronics around, I'd hoped maybe we'd find some copper wires somewhere, but no dice, huh? I considered taking apart the computers and using their internal wiring, but Techie suggested we only do so as a last resort. Apparently Doleful got the sense that messing with them was too dangerous. Better to play things safe, considering the sensitive info they must hold. Hey, why do you need copper wires anyway? The wiring inside the breakers is old and no good. They won't work properly unless we replace it. Did someone cut the wires? The girl asked with concern. No, it's just wear and tear. This whole place is covered in dust, and the PC's OS is practically a fossil. No one has been here in a very long time. I visited this research facility a lot, but no one ever showed me this underground section. Maybe it's storage space for unneeded stuff. I wonder what exactly they were researching here in the first place. I've been wondering the same myself. Weren't we originally meant to work on the Cornering Duke case in this very facility? Asked the girl. Snarks has long been used for recreating crime scenes with dioramas and conducting analyses that are too time-consuming to do domestically. In fact, the Cornering Duke murders themselves have been reconstructed using dioramas found in the archive room above us. Whoa, that's impressive. So we were intended to use those dioramas for investigation? A heaviness weighs on my chest as I consider how different things could have been. No one should have been murdered. There were supposed to be so many more of us working together to solve the Cornering Duke case. I'm sure our investigation would have been further along. That's precisely why the Duke intervened, but it still bears hard upon me. You said your friends used Detective Alliance technology. Was it developed in this facility? Exactly. Tools and chemicals that are domestically unsafe and ethically problematic are made specially available here. It's an inventor's dream come true. Isn't that illegal? Of course. That's why this headquarters is located on a remote island. I feel like I just learned something that I was better off not knowing. You can't keep the peace with frontal strikes alone. The police may be skilled, but their organization is unwieldy and highly restricted. I heard that they just aren't able to keep up with how many victims the quartering Duke has slain.
Which is why the DA was appointed to this case. We have fewer constraints and can move freely, so we were deemed the only ones who could solve it. That's the official story, at least. Truth be told, we are merely a convenient decoy to pin the blame on when things go amiss.
A decoy? You mean a scapegoat?
Precisely. When one comes up empty-handed, it's quite useful to have someone else to direct the hatred towards. If we produce results, splendid. If we fail, we shall be branded insignificant and unduly bombarded for our troubles. Regardless, any disdain for the police would be redirected as a result. In short, we got to solve this case, or it'll be our heads on the chopping block. Talk about no pressure. Countless challenges await us. Even after we escape this island, my head aches at the prospect. Let us expense a celebration banquet upon our return.
Sure, yeah. We leave the
Have a
archives and
banquet.
head to the lab. What?
Let's have a banquet. A big one.
Yeah. We leave the archives and head to the lab. Yeah, I was just thinking it's like the end of every arc of One Piece.
Exactly.
Our investigation continues for some time before Posh suddenly chimes in. You know, we are on, they did say we're on a remote island. This could be somewhere on the Grand Line.
Perhaps we ought to harvest some copper wire from the headphones plugged into this computer here.
Oh, that's a great idea. Posh, you had an idea. This is news. Wait, what? How do you mean?
My, what a dullard you are. Copper wire is found inside audio cables. I doubt we'll be needing any headphones. So with plenty to go around, we'll harvest a rather fine bundle, no?
Perfect. Each PC is a pair, so if we take all of them apart, we'll have more than enough wire. Thanks a bunch for the idea, Posh. I'm surprised you know so much about headphone cords, Posh.
You mean to say you've never repaired an audio cable? How sad, yet expected of your kind. So, if you buy a new pair every time a cord frays, you'll wind up spending an astrological amount of money. Wouldn't most people just opt for new ones?
I know I would.
Hmm.
I mean, is she's suggesting that she fixes her headphones when they break, but maybe if they're that really expensive ones, I guess, but probably wouldn't be using cheap wires if that was the case.
Yeah.
Times are tough, aren't they, Posh? The girl gently placed a hand on Posh's shoulder, Red nodding solemnly.
I was not implying that I am so destitute that I cannot afford new headphones. Do not misunderstand. Have I made myself clear? However, I admit that the Pinkerton name is not as illustrious as it once was, a proud lineage scattered like petals in the wind. But rest assured that the Pinkerton name shall blossom once more. To this end, I cannot afford to be wasteful. Becky, repair those circuit breakers post-haste. I simply must escape this island. The honor of the Pinkerton name hinges upon it.
Ah, so that's the source of her determination. She is capable of weathering any dishonor or shame for the sake of restoring her family's pride. Her resolve is clear-cut and reflects well on her. This perspicacious determination is a positive force, both for her and her adoring employees. I can understand now why Pasha's subordinates are able to idolize her without any reservations. The distribution port is repaired without incident, so we return back to the elevator. That's when we notice something. The elevator's dead!
What's this? Look, by the elevator panel. Is that a keyhole?
Ah, so it is doleful. Doleful, is the button responsive?
No, it's not. I'm pretty sure the distribution board got fixed, though, and it seems to be getting power.
That hole's probably meant for the key we saw back in the dungeon. Oh, right. There was an elevator key there. I didn't see it when we left, though. Did one of you happen to take it? No one raises their hand. That's not good. In heavy silence, a morbid thought creeps into my head. Then, as if to confirm my worst fears, an announcement cracks over the intercom, and a familiar voice fills the space. What if it was just Monokuma? It's like, oh, that's not the familiar voice I was expecting. Hey, ladies and gents. Seems you finally got the elevator working. Working again. Nice. I'm thrilled. Renegade detective? Where's his voice coming from? I glance around and spot a speaker near the ceiling. He ignores our bewilderment, pressing on. I'm sure you've noticed that a key is needed to call the elevator. Said key is in my possession. So if you want it, you better do what I say.
Just who do you expect to do your bidding? I'm coming to apprehend you right this instant, so you had best prepare yourself.
Wash outright rejects his demand. She holds her chin in thought for a moment, then immediately points toward the hallway.
A control room near the back would have a microphone for making announcements. Renegade detective must be there. Come, let us depart.
Wait, Posh. Gourmet grabs Posh's arm before she runs off. Do you really think Renegade would do this without a plan? If we rush in a panic to find him, I'm sure we'll only fall into some trap he's laid.
Yes, you're quite right. I apologize for my hastiness.
Still, we can't just stand here. Let's head to the control room while keeping our eyes peeled for any traps along the way.
Can't let Renegade go unchallenged. I'll take the lead. Follow me.
This calls for a new friend I've prepared. We're detaining people. Meet Shocky Walkie. We're going to nab him for sure. Bookworm, Gourmet, I'd like you to stay here and guard the elevator. You got it. Not even a breadcrumb's getting past us. Please stay safe, everyone, the girl said, wishing with all her heart for their well-being. We instantly spring into action, and not even waiting for Renegade to close out his announcement. Even as we move, his banter continues. Hey now, can't you wait patiently for others to finish? Gosh, you're a troublesome bunch. Mischievous brats will get their due punishment. You best be mindful of that on your way over. Not that you've got a choice, haven't from the start. We're right outside of the control room.
but not even a single trap.
We've safely arrived at the control room. The trip here may have been quick and painless, but that only serves to put me more on edge. Was it just a bluff? Even so, just such little time has passed since Renegade's message, that there must still be something behind those doors. How odd. He talked it up so much just to leave us with nothing.
Let me check it out first. I should be able to identify any traps he set.
Be careful, Doleful. Come back immediately if you sense any danger, okay?
There's no hope of escape, Renegade. My baritsu, I almost said barista again. My baritsu will render you into a bloody pulp. Have at you.
With that, Doleful enters the control room. But a moment later, he comes right back out with an astonished look on his face. What's up, Doleful?
There's no sign of Renegade, but I found this in front of the mic.
It was pre-recorded. Doleful hands out a brown teddy bear. Oh my god, there was a bear on the mic. It seems like an ordinary stuffed animal at a glance, but upon closer inspection, it holds some sort of device in its paw.
My heavens, what an adorable little teddy!
That device it's holding, is that a transceiver? Oh, you're right. It's still powered on, even. And I dropped my controller. Now I want to load a quick save file. I'm pretty sure that's like back to chapter 1. Oh, you're right. It's still powered on, even. I don't know if I don't see much reason to make a quick save. Let me see. I suspect Renegade Detective may have used this to spoof his location somehow. I'll run an analysis to try and pinpoint his current whereabouts. Resourceful as ever, little tech. Okay, so it's not recorded. He's just communicating through that. A dreadfully gleeful voice sounds out from the other end of the transceiver. It's none other than Renegade Detective, of course. Sorry for the trouble, folks. While I may not look it, I'm painfully shy, so I had this fuzzy little rascal come in my stead. Give a big hello to Rennie the Teddy. Play nice now, won't you, darlings? Just tell us what you want, Renegade Detective. You'll trade us the elevator key if we do what you ask of us, right? Thanks for getting straight to business. I've only got one request. I want to speak with you mano a mano. Incompetent, come to the archives alone.
Out of the question, we refuse your terms.
Posh? With ferociously wild eyes, Posh nabs the teddy transceiver from Doleful's hands and shouts angrily into it.
Renegade Detective, I don't know what's going through that skull of yours. Incompetent is our dear companion. You truly believe we'd send him off to his doom by meeting with a criminal like you? We'll track you down and take that key, rest assured.
I'll be looking forward to it. Renegade's harsh, staticky laughter echoes through the hallway. That very moment, my vision flickers. The denouement has been triggered. Before I go, let me tell you something. I took the trouble of coming out here because I was hoping to rid myself of this damn collar. Sadly, it was a bust, but I did find some spares and how to operate them. I just couldn't pass up the opportunity. So, Rennie got a little present too.
Posh, the bear, I'm sensing danger from it. Yes! Yes!
He's not gonna let it happen. Don't get your hopes up. As Doleful shrieks, the bear detonates in Posh's hand. That's the vision I'm shown. Vision I'm shown. There's still time to act. I lurch forward, snatch Teddy from Posh's grip, and immediately launch it as far as I can. Posh, take cover.
What?
The bear detonates mere seconds after it leaves my hands. Whoa. Scorching shock of the explosion flings us into a heap on the ground. I cough at the pungent scent of gunpowder. The hall is thick with smoke, and there's a sharp pain where shrapnel has pierced my arm. Ugh. Renegade detective. Despite my injured arm, I managed to haul myself to my feet. I can hardly believe it. Even a moment later, and Posh would have died. I doubt the rest of us would have escaped unscathed either. It's clear Renegade Detective truly intends to kill us. Is everyone alright? Any injuries? I'm okay, but I think Dolphin hit his head.
I too am alive and kicking. Now where's that despicable coward hiding?
Right behind you. A voice calls out from our rear. As I turn to face its owner, a small metallic glint catches my attention. Everyone run! Renegade brandishes his knife and swings it sideways in our direction. Crap, I won't be able to avoid it.
Steer clear, incompetent.
The next thing I know, Paul shows me aside, sending me tumbling back to the ground. Blood soon trickles from her arm as she takes the attack in my place. Posh? My heart leaps out of my chest. As the event unfolds, however, a familiar voice rings through my head.
Watto, hang tough, Watto.
I've seen this before, but something's off. Saika isn't bleeding.
Watto, why? Why did you protect me? If you die now, then I...
Saika calls out my name, weeping profusely. That's funny, this scene usually plays out the exact opposite way. Suddenly, it's as if I'm the one who died. My mind snaps back to reality. I inhale sharply, stunned and shocked by the view I met with. In front of me, Renegade has an arm wrapped around Posh's neck, his knife pressed against her cheek. Posh shielded me, and now vivid red blood is seeping from her wounded arm. The cut doesn't look deep, but that much blood loss is definitely cause for concern. We've got to treat her right away. Renegade, where the hell were you hiding? The lab next door. The key to manipulating others is to provide a clear-cut objective. I figured you'd skip over the other rooms and head straight here after my broadcast. It was obvious. It's adorable how predictable you are. Lucky for me, I won't need to bother with negotiations or any of that nonsense now. So I'm confident, assuming you don't want Posh's head to get sawed off, you're coming with me. Renegade addresses me coldly. I look him over again and again, but can't find a single opening. He traces the curve of Posh's neck with the point of his blade. Just the sight is enough to drain the color from my face. Fine, I'll do whatever you say. Just let Posh... Oops, I didn't let you read it.
You mustn't, incompetent.
Posh quickly cuts me off.
You and Teki take Dolphin to the elevator and escape from this facility.
But...
None of your butt-butting. This is a direct order from your superior. You must obey.
Her conviction makes it difficult to view her as a hostage, something that seemingly tickles Renegade as he cackles loudly. Oh yeah, it's me, huh? I'm out of it tonight. A long week. Oh, Posh, you really are a plucky one. A plucky one. That one's not me. That one's not on me. That's the game. But haven't you forgotten something? Even if they ditch you, they'll still need the elevator key.
But the one lying on the floor there.
Could this be it? Reach down and inspect the key resting near my feet. It's definitely the same one I saw in the dungeon, but when did it get here?
A renegade detective, you really ought to be less inattentive with valuables on your person. I was able to pilfer in the blink of an eye. Now go, incompetent. Take that key and decamp. Should you manage to seal both the lift and the heliport, this cad will have no means of escape. I've no doubt that this will bring us another step closer to apprehending the quartering Duke.
And here I thought you were easy prey. Now I'm the one who's cornered. Still, you sure you're alright with this? If they all turn tail and run, you'll be left alone with me. Aren't you afraid of dying? Yeah, what he said. How could we just abandon you here like that, Posh? Posh smiles almost serenely.
Of course I'm frightened. No one wants to die. But some things are even more terrifying than death. The casualties born of a desperate fight for survival, for one. I'm a descendant of the proud Pinkerton lineage. Should offering my life save others, then I've no such reservations. Now hurry. Go!
Posh. I recall the discussion I had with Workaholic regarding the plank of Carneatus. Sacrificing another to save oneself. Is that the right choice? No one can really say. Seeing Posh so prepared to give her life for ours, I'm suddenly struck by realization. This is what an ideal detective truly looks like. Renegade detective, I won't let you get away with this. Not in a million years. And I'm gonna leave. Oh, that's right, he has the taser. Techie aims his pistol-shaped mech at Renegade detective. Freeze! Move another inch and I'll shoot. Oh, made yourself another friend there, eh? Looks kinda like a stun gun. How fun is that? You've outdone yourself again, kid. Apparently unfazed, Renegade begins moving with his hostage in tow. Man, does this guy even know how to feel fear? I said I'll shoot. Why are you still moving? You've grown a lot these past few days, but you don't have the guts to pull the trigger yet. Say you miss and hit Posh. Worst case, she gets fried. You only just lost armor. Now ain't your time to shine, kid. Come back once you've gotten some more experience, yeah? Don't underestimate me. Becky moves in closer, preparing to shoot. The muzzle of the barrel trembles in his hands, his aim uncertain. Despite having him at gunpoint, Techie seems to be losing the upper hand to Renegade's intimidation. That man really is a monster. As much as I hate to leave you hanging, it's time we part ways for now. Incompetent, come to the archives in 1 hour and bring that key with you. Otherwise, Posh's public quartering will have to kick off early. And you know full well by now that I don't go around making empty threats, right? I don't need the Denomon to see the grave sincerity in his eyes. In 1 hour, he'll end Posh's life, precisely as he stated. Though I haven't known him long, I'm already well acquainted with this man's brand of cruelty. I'll be there, I promise. So don't you dare lay a single finger on Posh.
You witless chur. Just forget about me.
Ooh, now that's what I wanted to hear. Alrighty then, I'll be waiting for you at the final stage. Wait. Techie attempts to keep his stun gun sights on the fleeing Renegade detective. But before he can even pull the trigger, Renegade has already disappeared down the hall, dragging Posh along with him.
Huh? Where's Posh? Where'd she go?
Dolphin comes too, anxiously asking about Posh as he scans the vicinity. Neither Techie nor myself can muster a reply. All I can do is stand there, disgusted by my helplessness. During to the lobby, we recount the events to Gourmet and Bookworm, who had been keeping watch. You're really going alone, incompetent? Renegade's the type to stick to his word. As long as I keep my side of the bargain, Posh should be okay. Going along with his demands is the only way we can save her.
But what will you do afterward? I don't know what Renegade has in store for you, but I do know it's dangerous. Even if you manage to save Posh, you dying would make it all for nothing. Do you even have a plan for how you'll face him?
I do, so long as he truly intends to kill me. But I'll be okay. I promise I'll make it back in one piece. You're incompetent. Take him with you. Becky hands me the pistol-like device he had been holding. This is my stun gun friend, Chonky Wonky. He's modeled after the white SPX, so when you pull the trigger, he'll eject electrified spikes. His range is only about 2 meters, but any contact with the body should be enough to incapacitate the target. Thanks, Techie. You really are a whiz if you can make something as handy as this. Yeah, but I couldn't pull the trigger. I even had the perfect shot, and I still failed to save yet another friend of mine. He saw right through me. I'm so ashamed of myself. If I'd been stronger, if I just kept a level head, I could have saved her. Only humans fret over harming others. Once you lost that compassion, you become no more than a beast, said the girl, quoting Mystic Detective. The fear of death, of hurting others, I don't consider that weakness. Rather, the fact that you can feel that way is proof of your humanity. Bookworm? Bookworm speaks in an uncharacteristically straightforward manner as she smiles at Techie. Techie Detective, since arriving on this island, I believe you've truly matured as a person. Not that I have much room to speak out on that. I'm with her. You weren't weak, Techie, not one bit. You're able to laugh with everyone, to shed tears on behalf of others. Those things are way more important than having the will to harm people. You guys, thank you. Please, go do what you can to save Posh. Hiding his face, Techie shed silent tears. Renegade Detective must have really gotten to him. Undoubtedly, more bitter, challenging obstacles still await him in the future. But I know he'll overcome it all, because Techie already has the strength to admit his vulnerability and share his honest feelings. Incompetent. He'll vanquish that brute of a detective. After all, I believe it's precisely that soft heart of yours which makes you so formidable. Yeah, you can count on it. I'll get him good, for Techie's sake, and everyone else's. The appointed time has arrived. I asked the others to wait in the lobby, then head alone to the archives, our designated meeting spot. As I make my way there, however...
Can't see that. You've survived, have you?
Oh, hey, you're here. Holmes. For the first time in about a day, Holmes appears before me. Why were you gone so long?
Sorry, I'm aware it's odd for residual memories to feel such, but I quite exhausted myself earlier. I'll be sure to share the details with you later on.
Huh.
But currently, our priority is recovering the captured Posh from Renegade Detective, correct?
Yeah, I know I can't win against him alone. So please, lend me your strength, Holmes.
Naturally, no matter how others may betray, vilify, despise, or deny you, I alone shall affirm all that you are. Once Renegade has been dealt with, I'll explain everything I know. Now, let us go and sever the ties which bind us to him, Watto, once and for all.
Right. Together, Holmes and I enter the archives. Renegade rises from his chair, clearly sick of waiting. He points his knife at me. The corner of his mouth worked upward into a smile. I knew you'd come, incompetent. You're the exact type of detective I clocked you for. The knife's point glints in the light. My heart leaps at the sight of its icy shine, pale like moonbeams. It's impossible to remove myself from the life or death reality of the situation.
Why did you come? I vehemently insisted you escape.
The anxiety in Posh's voice is palpable. Her right hand seems to be handcuffed to a pipe on the wall. judging by the grating sounds of steel upon steel. I realized something when you protected me, Posh. If someone were drowning beside me, I'd offer them the plank I was clinging to without thinking twice. That's the kind of great detective I strive to be.
Incompetent.
Renegade Detective, I brought you the key like you asked. Now let Posh go. Oh, fine, alright. I've got the key to her handcuffs right here, see? As he speaks, Renegade demonstrates this by locking and unlocking Posh's handcuffs. There's no doubt that key is the real deal. I'll put it on this desk next to me. You do the same. So you want to draw me away from the exit before we do this trade? I'm entitled to that privilege, don't you think? I mean, your team has the elevator surrounded, which I'd consider a pretty big advantage. Won't you spare me just a tiny lick of hope? Here's the key. Let's start our exchange. Each of us will take one step at a time. Nice. It's wise to stay on guard. Look at you growing up and learning so fast. We'll do it your way then. Go ahead. You start. Okay. 1, 2. As I asked of him, he closes the distance between us one step at a time, the same way I do. One step, then another. My heart pounds faster and faster as we draw closer, the sweat beading on my skin. I'm not an idiot. I know he'll attack once I'm in range. He'll likely come at me with lethal force. I will my legs not to shake, forcing myself to keep one foot in front of the other. Then my vision suddenly flickers. The knife shoots out from Renegade Detective's hand like a rocket. It's my forehead with so much force that my entire head feels like it's flying off. My consciousness ebbs faster than I can form a single thought. Once I return to reality, I jerk my body to the side, quickly ducking my head so that the blade only nearly grazes the tip of my nose. That was close. I didn't expect the knife to fire at me like that. Without the denouement, there's no question I'd be dead right now. Bravo! Just as I predicted! Suddenly, Renegade Detective is right beside me. He sticks his tongue out playfully. You've dodged before the blade even came at you, but I didn't see any indication that you noticed this knife's little gimmick. Bit odd, don't you think? You're weirdly perceptive every so often. What, you get visions or something? I wonder, are you able to see the future too? The way Ideal Detective could? Yeah, right. As if...
Yeah, you're totally
Definitely
wrong.
not. That would be crazy. I make for the key to Posh's cuffs and quickly snatch it up. Renegade Detective, on the other hand, saunters over at his leisure, placing a hand on the elevator key. Our exchange is complete, but the others are still guarding the front of the elevator. He can't get away that easily. I gotta free Posh and get us back to the lobby ASAP.
Don't come any closer. Get away from me. No, away from this room entirely.
What do you mean, Posh? Posh answers only with a harried expression. What's going on? Oh, right. I forgot to say. Renegade casually drops a horrifying fact. I put a collar on her wrist, just like mine. Careful or it'll go boom, so try not to set it off. What? Looking closely, I can see something wrapped around Posh's wrist that resembles the device on Renegade's neck. No way. Is he kidding me right now? I'm not bluffing. That explosion I caused before should make that clear enough, wouldn't you say? If the conditions are met, Posh's soft, supple limbs will go flying in every direction. Stop it! How could you do something so awful? Was Workaholic right? Is this all revenge for what they did to you as an invincible detective? Revenge? Oh, please. You really think I'd kill people for a pedestrian motive like that? Renegade's eyes widen in surprise at my words. Then tell me why. I thought you were unreadable, unrestrained, indiscriminate, and dangerous. But what motive could you have for other than revenge? The DA's predecessor, the secret police. You want revenge on them. I understand that. but stop dragging innocent bystanders into this. That's enough. Wild guessing doesn't suit you one bit. Cheap thrills like vengeance don't do a thing for me, personally. For me, it's all about taking on the precious burden of life. Everything else is secondary, even the organization that ruined my own life. Liar! You targeted Workaholic and made him suffer. Also, you could get back at him, didn't you? I'm telling you, it's not about revenge, okay? I just wanted to remind him of the weight of the lives he crushed and turned his gaze from. Then Workaholic Detective reverted, oh so wonderfully, to his old diabolical self. Now it's your turn, Incompetent. If you want me to remove Pasha's collar, you'll have to make me yield. It's the only way you can save her. I'll resist, of course, with lethal force. Want to subdue me? Then fight like mad, as if your life depends on it. Maybe use that hidden ability, too. Hidden ability? Has Renegade Detective realized that I'm able to use the denouement? That can't be. I mean, it took me a long time to start accepting the idea, and it's my ability. As if anyone would be so quick to believe something this far-fetched.
You must escape this instant. This is a direct order from your chief.
Boss shouts from behind me.
From the moment I became a detective, I've been prepared to give my life. You're gravely mistaken if you think I'll dance in your palm, Renegade.
Her expression shows no trace of sorrow or fear. Even given her circumstances, her strength of character is incredible. Like music to my ears, I can always count on you to be so determined, Posh. Why, it's giving me the shivers. But could Incompetent here truly abandon you? Leave a friend to her fate and live on in her name? Or risk your life in order to save that of another? A plank of carniness situation if I ever saw one. So you just said you'd give up your plank, hmm? I wonder, will you be able to save Posh with that spirit of martyrdom, even in the face of death? Renegade Detective tries to provoke me. Defiantly, I glare back into his red, arrogant eyes. Don't twist my words. I just said I would offer my plank, not that I'd sacrifice myself. I don't want to survive at someone else's expense, but that doesn't mean I want to die either. I once saw a psychic killed right before me, while I survived. That's why I won't hesitate anymore. No matter who lives, the guilt follows them forever. Having to choose one person out of two to sacrifice is an undeniable tragedy, one I refuse to accept. People can say I'm stupid or overly idealistic, or that my head's in the clouds. Let them. I'll find a way to save us both and reverse this tragedy. Hey, save. Every time he says that, it makes me think there's going to be an investigation.
Yeah.
That's what I believe an ideal detective must do. Yes, very nice. How wonderfully like you to be so very idealized. Renegade pokes his tongue out at me again, then draws a knife from his pocket. Its blade is a crescent, flecked by bits of bright red. Renegade laps the blade like a lollipop, the droplets vanishing beneath his tongue. The taste of defilement. There's nothing quite as sweet.
No, Incompetent. You mustn't try to fight him. Incompetent!
Oh, it's me. I don't know why I thought she was saying a thing.
Ignoring her, please. I unlock the handcuffs, binding myself.
No. Yeah, I unlock the handcuffs, binding her. Yeah, sure. So out of it tonight. Stay back, Posh. If it isn't safe, I promise I'll protect you.
Competent.
Grasping the handcuffs, I turned to face Renegade. Getting hold of these sure was a lucky break. Now I can demonstrate what my mentor taught me. Isn't that technique used to apprehend criminals? Pulling out the old cuff-foo, huh? How ironic. Handcuffs were the key to liberating you. But your hands are trembling. I'll bet you don't have much fighting experience. No point in hiding it, you're right. Honest to God, I'm terrified. Bite my arm with all my might, using the pain to forcibly stop it from shaking. But I won't run away. I'll use every ounce of my strength to make you release Posh's collar. Ooh, yes, yes, yes! You're really something. Come on then, let's have some fun. My chest feels like it's about to burst. Cold sweat drips freely down my skin. If I lose focus, my legs will start wobbling.
It's right, I'm with you.
Almost moves close to my side.
Come, it's time to fight back. Let us reverse this tragedy together, you and I.
I imagine they're going to do a thing for this fight, like an investigation type thing. Yes? My first battle for life and death begins. Oh, nope, it's just a scene. Okay. Using the handcuffs, I block countless knife jabs. My eyes manage to follow, but it takes everything I have to avoid them. The way each blow is aimed directly at my vitals sends chills down my spine. Failed to dodge even one, and it's all over for me. You're doing better than I expected. Seems you had quite the mentor. But you can't defend forever. I'll break through eventually. Or could it be you've only learned to defend? Come on, don't forget about your legs. Renegade Detective chats casually as he slashes about. Here I am at my absolute limit. Just what is this guy? I'm already well aware, but this man truly has no qualms about killing, despite his constant insistence on that life holds precious value. This is one person I don't think I'll ever see eye to eye with. Just one hit. I just need to get one hit in. I need to find an opening somewhere. You're wide open. Renegade slashes my right abdomen and fresh blood sprays into my field of view. This is bad. I feel my consciousness slipping.
Stay calm, that was a denouement.
Holmes' voice recenters me. I was close. That vision was so lifelike it nearly overwhelmed my senses. Right now I can still protect my... Ugh. Feel a burning sensation in my gut. I should have known. It lingers in the depths of my mind as the life leaves my body. Oh, did I hit the wrong thing?
It's like, I feel like a power like that would make me go crazy, because it's like, think about it. It's like, when do you know if it's real or fake, you know?
I did hit. I don't know why. For some reason, I was thinking, oh yeah, he did say left, right? No, it said right. Okay. Facing the floor, yet I feel nothing. All I hear is the vague patter of water droplets. I need to stop the water. Stop the... Yay. Actually, this is probably a good time to, a good time to stop here for now.
Yeah.